was kind of a long time in the making. It's the start of June. My season ended way earlier than I expected. The last video I really uploaded was the shoreline video, and that was quite a while ago. And I'm here to really talk about what happened, why I didn't really go to districts. If you follow me on Athletic or follow our team, you should know that I didn't even qualify for districts. And I'm going to talk about what that happened and how I feel about how my season ended compared to last year. To really start off, why I didn't really have the season I wanted to. I mean, I did have really good times in the events I race. The 16, I was able to lower my time down to 4:44, which I PR'd in every race in a mile, which is something that not many people can do. So I'm pretty happy I was able to PR every time in a mile, and I'm really happy with 4:44. Was hoping I could have gone a little bit faster, but 4:44 is something I'm really happy to have, considering last year I couldn't even break 5. That's the good part. And then my 32, I'm happy with my 32. I am doing another all comers, like 32 meet. I'm doing another 32 in just a couple of weeks once I'm off my break, which I'm on my week break right now. Start this off on how the season didn't go well, or like near the end. Everything was going good. I was happy with my times. Then our league meet came around, and we were in a different league meet again. I think we finally found one for next year since we're going to 2A level next year for Washington. I mean, at the league meet, I was seeded to be about fourth, and I was thinking, oh yeah, goal is just to qualify for districts, maybe even league champion. The race started, and I was feeling pretty good, but then after I want to say the first, like almost 900 meters in, just the heat. It was really hot where we were. The heat really got to me, and I just started falling behind. I fell off my pace really, really badly. I was comfortably running. I want to say around a 4:58 pace, and I just fell back to a 4:16, not 4:16, like 5:16. I really fell back. Like my splits went from going like 1:15s down to like all the way up to 1:23s. I really fell off, and I just fell back places and places. I got passed by a lot of my teammates. Well, only two of them. I got passed by some guys I've raced before, and I was just saying, okay, maybe I can still qualify if I really push it, but I couldn't find it in me to push. The heat was getting to me. I just couldn't really feel like I couldn't push myself any more than I was. It was like a feeling I've had before with heat, but never like this bad. I was so tempted just to step off that track because I was just suffering. I really did not like what was happening. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't feeling good at all. But I just said we just gotta finish strong as much as I can. And I think, well, I don't think I know. On the last lap, I knew I'm not going to districts, and I just tried to finish as strong as I could. Maybe see if I could catch the guy who was ahead of me. I couldn't. I just could not kick. I could not push. I finished seventh and top six go to districts. And yeah, I didn't qualify for districts, which really bothered me. Even now, it still bothers me just a little bit. Other thing I want to talk about is that like after the race, I just couldn't. I wasn't feeling myself. I went over to a shady spot. And I just laid on the ground. I just cried. I knew that, dang, I just didn't qualify for districts. I did last year. I thought I could do it again. I didn't. I was just like it. All the emotions that got to me of not qualifying, knowing I wasn't going to PR, knowing I wasn't going to have a good race. It all just came over me at once, and I just laid on the ground crying, thinking to myself, "Why? Why this?" I just spent like 15 minutes just laying there crying and questioning, "Why me? Why does it have to happen to me of all people?" Because I was so determined to get the districts. That was my main goal, and I didn't achieve the goal, which really, really hurt me in a lot of ways. But after a while, I stood back up, talked to my coach, and I was first alternate, so I was able to keep training in case a spot opened up, which didn't happen because I didn't even race the districts. I still trained with the team just in case, but that week of training just I was so unhappy. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to show up, but I knew I should, just in case if a spot does open up for me, which did not happen. But it was such a demoralizing week for me. It just didn't feel like I couldn't be there. I felt like I didn't belong there with everyone who did qualify. I just did not want to be there. I didn't want to. I just didn't want to be there. I was really unhappy with that. That was like my kind of how I felt for the longest time until I want to say. I mean, the mindset did die down after a while ish. So it's been a couple of weeks since that all went down. It was down happened like middle of May. It's now June. It's been like 3 weeks since everything really went down when I had my bad day. I've recovered from that now, but I'm still like a little bit like dang. I mean, I'm happy with the fast results I've had at like I did. I've done a few road races, had some good times in them. Just PR'd in the half marathon by 6 whole minutes, which felt amazing. It so it's kind of like a sweet and sour way to kind of to end my junior year fully. I mean, to really talk about like my season altogether, I PR'd. I didn't PR a few times, but in the early stages, I had PRs every single time, which I'd say really boosted my morale. And I think that's kind of what got me through the last week of training instead of just not wanting to show up when I was just trained as an alternate. I'd say now that I've accepted that that's just got to happen. Sometimes days aren't our best days, and when those days happen, we kind of just got to accept it. I've accepted that our bad days are our bad days, and we can only control what we can control. And now I'm looking past that now a little bit. I'm using kind of it as like motivation now to get stronger for next year. I'm keeping it as like good motivation. A bad thing happened. Now I'm using it to push myself to get stronger, which is now I'm focusing on my cross country season now, which I'm looking forward to. And I did mention at the start that I am doing another 32 down in Olympia. I'm probably gonna make a video about that. Probably not gonna get up in time since I'm also going down to watch the Olympic trials, which there will 100% be a video on the Olympic trials. I might combine the two in one video when that happens, but it's kind of how my season ended. It ended way earlier than I expected to, but overall, I want to say that this season was probably my best season. I broke 10 in the 32, which was my goal. Broke 5 in a mile, which was also my goal. Didn't qualify for districts, which was my goal, but it happens. It does happen to us sometimes when we're not our best, but just gotta accept that what's happened now. I've accepted that, yeah, junior year's pretty much over for me with my third year at Bainbridge being over. Now I'm looking towards year 4 of cross country, and I'm looking to make big some big events happening with the team. So yeah, that was kind of a recap of what happened to me and kind of my overall season. Overall season, it was sweet and sour, goods, bads, some lows towards the end, but overall, I'm really happy. I had a really good season with my times being extremely consistent in the mile. 32, I didn't have the most consistent times. I broke 10 once, but I was always under my PR from last year. The slowest I went was like 10:17, and that was at league when I was having a bad day. But overall, I'm really, really happy with how the season went with my times and my teammates. We had a really good abundance of freshmen this year. Overall, I just want to say this was a pretty good year for me. Yes, what I wanted to happen didn't happen, but gotta accept the fact and get ready for my fourth and final year of high school athletics, which will be cross country, track, and definitely some indoor track.